Against Mario Barrios. You called most, if not all, of Manny's most substantive fights over the years. What do you think of that?
Sad. Just sad that he feels any reason or urge whatsoever.
Based on who Boots is now and based on who Pac used to be, Pac just ain't that guy no more. Mario, too slow, takes too many punches. But as far as that fight goes, man, I'm at the point now, I hate to see some of these guys come back and get in the ring. It's what they want to do.
Professional boxers size Mario versus Manny Pacquiao. Following their press conference, Barrios and Mario Barrios faced off, and these professionals couldn't help but assume that the bout was a death mission for Manny Pacquiao because of the insane height disparity and the way Barrios appeared like a hungry behemoth versus an elderly Pacquiao. Renowned trainer Robert Garcia, who has trained athletes like Anthony Joshua, Nonito Donaire, and Bam Rodriguez, is one man who has made predictions about Pacquiao's matchup with Barrios.
We're gonna be worried about what happens in that fight because, Barrios may be the easiest of the champions. Maybe that's why Manny decided to come back and give it a try. But even then, Barrios is young. Barrios is a strong guy, that could actually hurt Manny. Manny didn't look good in his last performance. This is a couple years ago, and it was kind of embarrassing to see Manny end up like that.
Speaking to EA's News, Garcia made no mistakes in supporting Barrios to defeat Pacquiao, asserting that the younger fighter will have the advantage over the more seasoned Pac-Man. I have to choose Barrios because he is young and the champion. And Pacquiao is about 46 years old already. At that age, it's too much, and it would be like me entering the ring when I'm 49. Both fans and media analysts have strongly criticized Manny Pacquiao's announcement that he will be coming out of retirement to challenge Mario Barrios, the current World Boxing Council welterweight champion.
This is embarrassing, but it's also a bit disgraceful. Manny Pacquiao, as you just said, 46 years of age, hasn't won a fight in 6 years, and you're correct, he got beat quite handily by Yodinas Ugas 4 years ago. He had an exhibition fight a year ago, and he was awful in that. It was a draw because there were no judges and both men got their hand raised, but he got beat up in that. So it was clear to see that.
DAZN boxing analyst today, Oladipo, expressed this sentiment on May 13th when he stated, "This is embarrassing, but it's also a bit disgraceful Manny Pacquiao. As he just said, is 46 years of age, it is evident that this guy can no longer do it at any level, let alone world championship level. And Manny Pacquiao is a volume fighter. You can't do that type of output at 46. It's just not going to be there. I find it almost comical what the WBC are doing," he continued.
I can no longer do it at any level, let alone world championship level. Manny Pacquiao is a volume fighter. I mean, you look at sort of the fight cards in the last couple of weeks, and we've been bemoaning the fact that these guys have no output. Manny Pacquiao has been known over the years for output. You can't do that type of output at 46. It just is not going to be there. I find it quite it's almost comical what they're doing. Look, fighters will always want to fight. I mean, boxers are littered with fighters that want to come back and have a fight.
"I think we're going to be worried about what happens in that fight," Robert Garcia stated in a different interview with Boxing Scene. "Barrios is young, and he's a strong guy who could actually hurt Manny. Manny didn't look good in his last performance, which was a couple years ago, and it was kind of embarrassing to see Manny end up like that. I hope he gets in really good shape, but I don't see things going right with Manny anymore."
Hopefully, he gets in great shape. Maybe he gets a really good nutritionist or somebody that's going to help him very well. But I don't see things going right with Manny at this point anymore. Hopefully I'm wrong. I would love to see him become champion again because, like Paulie said, it gives all the other guys, a big fight, a big opportunity, and maybe we'll see Floyd come back and do a rematch with Manny, and it'll be a huge fight. I really don't know, but it might be sad to see Manny back in the ring.
He went on to say it might be depressing to watch Manny return to the ring. So I believe the only thing supporters can do is hope Pacquiao avoids suffering a major injury when he does. Renowned announcer Jim Lampley has voiced his sorrow at rumors that Manny Pacquiao may face Mario Barrios again in July while appearing on Chris Manx's show. Lampley stated that although he could understand Pacquiao's wish to return at age 46, He believed that the soon-to-be Hall of Famer had made the decision to do so.
However, on the other hand, fighters fight. It's what they do. Hey, Jim Lampley was gone for 6 years. Was it stupid for him to choose to come back and fall a fight? Was it a risk? Was there a possibility that he could embarrass himself?